thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to be looking at our quiz review for 8.3 through 8.6. This is a lot of volume, so let's go ahead and get started. The first one is a prism, and what we need to do for our volume is length times width times height. So my length is 2, my width is 3, my height is 9. These extra numbers I don't need really. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3 times 9, or you can even say 6 times 9, which will give you 54 cubic feet. Okay. Next up, we have a cone. Your cone's volume is 1/3 pi times radius squared times the height, or just divide by 3 at the end instead of dealing with that 1/3. So 3.14. My radius is not given to me. This is diameter. So if diameter is 16, radius is 8. So I'm going to be doing 8 times 8, and then my height is still 16. It does say round to nearest hundredth for these. That's 2 decimal places. So let's see what happens after we divide by 3. So 3.14 times 8 times 8 times 16, divide by 3. I get 1,607.68. I don't have to round that anymore because it's ending at the hundredth spot. So that would be my final answer. Okay. Just double checking my work here because I want to make sure that I got it. Yeah, I'm getting something else here. So I did it again, 3.14 times 8 times 8 times 16 divided by 3. I'm actually getting 1,071.7886 or 766. So I'm just going to round that to 1,071.79 kilometers cubed. Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. All right, we got a sphere. Remember, the sphere is the most recent thing we've learned. 4/3 pi r cubed, and a lot of the times we just take 4 times pi times radius to the third and then divide by 3. Our radius is already given to us. That's 10. So I'm going to type in 4 times pi times 10 times 10 times 10, or if you already know that, it's 1,000, and then divide by 3. So 4 times pi times 10 times 10 times 10. I get 12,560. Divide by 3. I'm getting 4,186.67 rounded cubic meters. Okay. Number 4 is a triangular prism. Remember, we want to look for that right angle first. That's a 3 and a 4. So 3 times 4. And the only other two we have to choose from are this 5 and this 3. But we want this 3 because that 3 is going from triangle to triangle. So 3 times 4 times 3. And then don't forget to divide by 2. So 3 times 4 is 12. Times another 3 is 36. Dividing by 2 gives us 18 miles cubed. Okay. Number 5, this one's a cylinder. So we have pi times radius squared, which is the area of a circle, and then times the height. So we should be typing in pi times 3 times 3, because that's my radius right here. And then my height is 10. So let's see what we come up with. 3.14 times 3 times 3 times 10. I'm getting 282.6 cubic feet. Okay. Number 6, we got our sphere. This is not our radius, this is diameter. We need the radius, which is 4. Okay. We got 4/3 pi r cubed, or 4 times pi times r cubed. Divide everything by 3. Here we go. 4 times pi times 4 times 4 times 4. Lots of 4s. Divide everything by 3. You might get a crazy decimal here. So 4 times pi, and then times 4 times 4 times 4. Dividing by 3, I'm getting 267.95 cubic inches. Okay, so just double checking my work here. Times 64 divided by 3. There we go. Okay. 7, another prism. The only ones you need are your length, width, and height. So you can even say like your 5 and your 11 is your length and your width, and 12 is the height. So as long as you do a mixture of 5 times 11 times 12, you should get 660 inches cubed. A lot of these questions should look familiar to you as well, because a lot of them appeared on our homework or our warm-ups in class. All right, number 8 is back to a cylinder. So cylinders we have is your pi times radius squared times height. My height is 8, but my radius is not given to us yet. This is diameter. My radius, in fact, is just 12. So 3.14 times 12 times 12. I'm going to go and do that one. I know it's 144, and then times 8. So let's see what we get. 3.14 times 144 times 8. I'm getting 3,617.28. And I'm just going to double check my work there. Yep, feet cubed. Don't need to divide anything because cylinders are just your full basic shape. Okay, and then the last one we have is a cone and a triangular prism. So cone, remember, is 1/3 pi times radius squared times height. So we got 3.14 times 10 times 10, which is 100, times your height of 20, and then divide everything by 3. So 3.14 times 100 times 20, dividing by 3, I'm getting 2,093.33 miles cubed. Okay, and then our triangular prism, again, I'm looking for that right angle first. So that is a 6 and an 8, and then the height is connecting triangle to triangle, which is this other 6, so I don't need the 10. So 6 times 8 times 6, and then don't forget to divide by 2. And we're getting 144 cubic feet. Okay. These last two can be considered bonuses, so if you want to try them, you can. There will be a few bonuses that look like this, where you just have 2 shapes put into one. This is actually our next lesson we're going to be learning. So I see 2 types of shapes. I have a cone and a cylinder. So let's start with our cone first. Our cone has a height of 7 and a radius of 2. So for the cone, to find the volume, of doing 1/3 pi r squared times height. So 3.14, and then my radius squared is 4. Height is 7, divide everything by 3. So 3.14 times 4 times 7, dividing by 3, I'm getting 29.3 rounded to nearest hundredth. And then my cylinder also is showing my radius is 2, but now my height is 5. So this one, for my cylinder, no dividing by 3, just pi times radius squared times height. So 3.14, radius squared is still 2 squared, which is 4. Height is now 5, so 3.14. I can even say 3.14 times 20, and I'm getting 62.8. And all I'm going to do is add these two together. So 62.8 plus 29.3 is a grand total of 92.1 cubic inches. Our last bonus we can try, this one's a little bit easier. I started with a prism on the bottom, so we'll call this my rectangular prism. And I'm using length, width, and height, so 21 times 15 times 16. So 21 times 15 times 16, I'm getting 5,040 cubic feet. And then for the volume of my triangular prism, I obviously know I'm going to use this 20, but then I'm also going to use this 21, and then from triangle to triangle is 15. So for triangles, I'm going to be doing 21 times 20 and then times 15, divide everything by 2. So 21 times 20 times 15, and then divide that by 2. I'm getting 3,150. Finally, I'm just going to add these two together. So plus 540 or 5040, grand total 8,190 cubic feet. That'll conclude our video and review on quiz review 8.3 through 8.6. Hopefully this helped you, and I hope you have a great day. Good luck on your quiz tomorrow. Bye.